Well, good afternoon, friends. This etude by Kreutzer is a truly great etude. Um, it has many, many dimensions that are very rarely found in etude series. I've recorded over 500, 517, as I recall. My last count that I've mounted on, uploaded to YouTube. So I guess I'm in a position to know what's a good etude or what isn't. This is a really very, very fine etude. It's not very long, I don't know, a little over 3 minutes. And it has so many really fun things to do. Sliding all over the violin. Um, we get good practice sustaining notes because that's what we have to do for these long, long phrases that Kreutzer wrote. And obviously a great etude for dynamics, where you have to sustain your bow, and then the bow distribution is you use very little bow, you're saving, and then suddenly as the crescendo happens, you use your bow to make the crescendo to forte. And it happens all through the piece in different ways, sometimes with sustained notes, sometimes with moving, I see eighth notes, and yeah, different kinds of licks that we're playing. Um, Also, there's this wonderful contrast between the sustained melody and the super fast riffs that we play in the second half of the piece, and we have to control all that while controlling the bow. So that's a fantastic thing. I do want to apologize for the quality of sound. Thank God my recordings are better because I'm using professional level mics, and here I'm just recording on the computer. And this is really your raw footage, no edits, nothing. So I apologize and hope that you get the idea. Um, I am using, just so you know, I'm using the Peters edition. And right off the bat, the first thing, and when I made my recordings, whenever it was back in the 2000s, you switch this first bowing. It says down bow, makes no sense whatsoever. It's a fundamental technique on violin that whenever, I mean, all string instruments, whenever you can make a crescendo with an up bow, it's going to be more effective. It's going to be easier and more controllable. So I would say, as you go through, and I suggest, play what's in the music. If you want, learn it from the music, and then study what I've done. I think I counted 11 bow changes through the whole piece, just to make for longer lines and for the music to feel more comfortable as I played it. I mean, we don't always play just for comfort. We also have to, sustain the lines and maintain the long shape that the composer wanted. So I think I've accomplished that. So hopefully this will be a help. Um, and you know, continue to enjoy playing your etudes, playing your scales. I always tell my students that scales and etudes are where we learn how to play the violin, and that when we play the solo music, hopefully our techniques are, let's say 90%, you already have studied the techniques. So when you're playing the solo pieces, you're playing the Tchaikovsky violin concerto, you're playing whatever, Mozart, you're not learning technique specifically there. You're expressing yourself and you're developing your musicality. So that's the big thing. And I'll also tell my students that if they're going to practice for an hour, spend 15 to 20 minutes, maybe 25, on the scales and etudes. Spend the bulk of your playing what you enjoy doing. That's the reason I started playing the violin. You probably heard the story that I heard the Beethoven violin concerto, and that's what I wanted to play more than anything else. It took years of learning how to play the violin before I was ready to tackle the Beethoven. And of course, there were new techniques that cropped up in the Beethoven, but at least I had a lot of technique already in place. So take that as your philosophy. Practice the scales. Hopefully you're practicing, by the time you're playing this kind of a etude, you're practicing 3-octave scales and arpeggios. And then you're doing your etudes every day. Okay, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned a little something. And, I don't want to go in detail of the changes I made with this etude. I figure you can listen to the track several times and make notes in your part where I made changes. Both I changed some fingerings also, and some of them are idiosyncratic to the way my hands work. There's nothing set in concrete there. But, I changed to be playing quite a few things on the G string because I felt like it had just a little bit more stuff in there, a little more fun to do. So anyhow, thank you so much. Again, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And I think I forgot at the beginning. My name is Bernard, and welcome to my channel, and I hope to see you on another one. Take care.